welcome to the Shelley Studio. Today I'm working on my 100 Days Landscapes Jelly Prints. And this one, I took my last gel print session and I just put all the paint on there, sort of landscapey, and then put the paper down and left it. It was kind of thick, paint on the edges. It sort of tore in a little spot. I just glued that down with some matte medium, and there is day 22. Does it look landscapey? Maybe if I put a little barn out there in the distance, maybe it'd look like landscape. Yeah, so that was leftover paint. And that was day 22. I have quite a few on here. I hope you don't mind, but doing these are fairly quick. So they're short. This one I am using Liquitex paint. I'll list the colors. I don't have the exact mixtures of what I used, but Indian yellow, ultramarine blue, titanium white. I'm sure I mixed a little white with that yellow for the background. Burnt sienna, cadmium red light, hooker's green, and cadmium orange. And of course, with the ultramarine, I also added some of that titanium white because it would have been just too dark a blue. I decided to have a blue mountain. They say atmospheric perspective, mountains in the distance look a little blue, but I don't really layer this up. I just do one mountain. Trying to get a little bit off because I had a little too much paint and I wanted it fairly thin. All right, so I'm lining this up. Just eyeballing it really. I have a couple pieces of tape down to mark the corner, and that sort of helps. Get them so they're lined up. They're a little slightly off, but not too bad. See, you can see that. It's a little off. How are you today? Are you participating in the 100-day project? If so, what are you doing? What are you creating? I'd like to hear it, even if it's just creating, not a specific theme. Doing something every day. It's just fun. If you're not doing it, you should give it a try. If 100 days is too many, try a week. See if you can do something every day for 1 week. My first time doing the 100-day project, I was really worried that I wasn't going to be able to get it done. Because I've done like ATC a day in June before and felt like that was hard. So when I do the 100 days, the first one and all the ones since, I make a plan. Give myself an idea of what I'm going to create. The very first one, I actually timed myself making the first one, or the one before the first one. Ended up with 101. That's okay. One of the others was really bad, so I should just swap it out. But anyway, I timed myself to see how long it took me because I wanted to make sure it was going to be something quick and easy. And these gel print sessions are maybe 10 to 15 minutes a print. I have been doing 2 at a time, trying to get a little bit of ahead. Now I just need to edit videos to get those all done ahead so that I have, while I'm gone, all ready to go. So anyway, yeah, I just added a little bit of green to that yellow. That's supposed to be, I don't know what that is, a hazy greeny, marshy something. It's landscape-like. Maybe it's green fog. Maybe it's pollen bloom. Who knows? What's the weather like where you are? Here, it snowed yesterday. it was pretty cold. Today it's not too bad. Everybody talks about it being spring. Is March supposed to be spring? It's supposed to get up to 56 today. That's pretty warm. Right now it's 44. It says it feels like 34. That's cold. But yeah. Clear skies. When the skies are clear, it's a little cooler than when it's overcast. The overcast traps the heat in, I think. I wanted something going on at the kind of at the horizon, so I added that black. I'm not sure about it. Now I'm going to grab some of the orange and just dab it in. Maybe it's flowers, spring flowers popping up. Not sure how I feel about it, but there we go. That is day 23. I do have a cleanup paper on the go there that I just keep pulling the excess off with. So this next one, this is also Liquitex. I don't have the colors written down, and I think I did the bit of the mother technique where you add. So I added just a touch of Hooker's Green, just very, very slightly for the sky. Added that to white, and I think just a touch of the Indian yellow. Like I said, I didn't record myself mixing, and if I don't look at it right away and write it down, I forget what I did. So I think this one has some ultramarine, just a touch of that green again, and a touch of that yellow. Just to make it all feel like it goes together. And I'm doing the baby wipe technique for my mountains this time. I find it, I don't know that it's as successful as tearing the paper, but it's easier. I like doing it. So the baby wipe technique, where I'm wiping off the stuff I don't want. That gives me my little mountains. And I thought I would just work my way darker. You know how atmospheric perspective, it's lighter in the background, darker as it comes forward. So I'm doing that same mixture, but I added just a little bit more of the Hooker's Green to it. Just get that just a little shade darker and a little bit more green. The one in the back looks a lot more teal, I think. Making these hills a little bit more round. I do like the idea of this one. You see, I missed a spot there. All right, so this one has a lot more of the Hooker's Green. I wanted this one the darkest. And I'm just going to make this one like a gentle heel. I'm trying not to center everything, so hopefully they are. And I'm not thinking too much about where the last print, the hill on the last print dipped or peaked, so they might look repetitive. I think they do a little bit. There's my hill. Now I've got to do something about that bottom part. Oh, and I think I decided it needed a little bit more dark right there at the top. It was kind of fading into the layer behind a little bit too much. So there's that one. Now we just got to figure out the bottom. I honestly can't remember. I'm guessing this was burnt sienna and white. A lot of white, little burnt sienna. I haven't quite hit the bottom. There's a little bit of green down there. So I go with a little bit darker. Just trying to get it way down there at the bottom. Cleaning off everything else. I'm going to stick that on there. It's all about them layers, right? I don't know if I add those little dots at the bottom or if they were on the gel plate, but yeah, so that was day 24. See how quick these are going? Okay, so this one is day 25. This was Liquitex paint. I think it's all the same colors. I love this one. So I have some ultramarine straight, some white straight, a little bit of a mixture up there in the sky, some burnt sienna in the middle, some hooker's green, and I've got the Indian yellow, the hooker's green, and some white in the bottom. Put a few dots of black in there. And then we just brayer. And because I have blue on my brayer, it gets down in. And you can't see it from here, but when I pull it, you'll see it. A little bit of that blue ended up. Oh, and I tried to do the creasing thing. I don't like the creasing thing. I don't know why I try it. Because I've seen it done successfully, that's why. One of my viewers suggested that it might be the thinner gel plates. I don't have any of the thinner ones, but that might be easier to fold. This is, so far, it's less landscape looking, but my favorite. Tell me what you think. See, I just love that hint of turquoise down in the grassy area. I guess that would be the grassy area. I even don't mind the dots of white. They could be mountains in the background. Yeah, I'm just sitting there admiring it. I think I'm talking to myself. Because I know I don't, that I don't do live talking on my videos. I listen to TV. Can't say I watch TV. I listen to TV. But I do. I think that one's just yummy. So I do another one using almost the same sort of materials. Do not get the same results. I mean, this is monoprinting after all. Again, the same Liquitex paints. Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at the back because I write down the paints on the back. Trying to blend in that a little bit better. This one's a lot more boring. I mean, the sky makes a little bit more sense, but it's missing the cool stuff that happened like in the middle on the other one where a little bit of that blue got there. putting down my cleanup paper. And yeah, using a new page of my magazine to clean off my brayer. And there it is. Sorry, that took a minute. I know I zigzagged with the brayer a bit, so those lines are really noticeable on there. Okay, so this has been my cleanup print. And you know, if you've been watching me, you know, once I feel like they're getting good, I turn them into a landscape print. So this is number 27. And I'm going to add some sky to it. That is just matte medium. I wanted it a little bit more transparent. I don't want to cover up exactly everything that's going on there. So I was hoping this would work. And I'm just going to put that down in the sky. And the paper I'm using, so this is just Walmart copy paper. The paper for the regular prints is Hammermill. It's not the 30-pound, it's less than that, but it's still so much better than just regular copy paper. And you can see when I lay down the copy paper that it is a lot more ripply when I go to pull a print. So, yeah, it's not as successful. But I do like how this ends up. This is the cleanup one. Now I'm adding some green to the center area. I mixed it with matte medium again to make it a little bit more transparent. And this is on the copy paper. You can see the wrinkles. So I'm looking at that, deciding what I need to do. I think I need to add some brown. Oh, I guess I got something where I didn't want it. I'm trying to wipe it back. Maybe some of that green got a little too high up in the sky. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of brown in that middle section. Give us a solid horizon. If you pull a lot of layers too with the regular copy paper, it starts to stretch in weird ways. So I think that one's done. Looks cool, right? If you put a little house back there, you'd think it was real landscape. Well, you'd think it was a landscape anyway. So this one, I'm doing another one with Liquitex and just putting it on there with a palette knife. Now, there's this issue when you do this, if you take too long, if you live in an area like I do, which is Utah, it's very dry here, things dry too quickly. So on this one, the white does something weird because it's been sitting on there a long time. And so it's created a little bit of dryness around the edges. So you get some kind of ovally sort of ridges. And I just left them in, like I didn't cover them up. I've covered them up in the past on other prints. But it didn't look any better doing that. So this one, I just leave it. And you'll see it when I pull this one. You'll see where the white has sort of stayed on the edges where I put it down with the palette knife. It's kind of interesting, actually. It's interesting to see what happens. I mean, that's also happening with the green and a little bit with the blue, but the white is what you'll notice when I pull this up. You'll really see the edges around it. You see that? That could be a snowy mountain, I guess, right? Anyways, that was number 28. We're getting up there, aren't we? I have one more for today. I hope you're sticking with me. Do you watch How Ridiculous on YouTube? It's those Australian guys. They used to drop things from towers. Now they drop them from bridges, canyons, and stuff. Like try to make a basket, throwing it off the top of the Grand Canyon or something crazy like that. Anyway, why did I start talking about them? Oh yeah, okay, I can remember now. They have a club called the 44 Club, and that is anybody who's made it. I don't know if it's 44 seconds because their videos are longer. Anybody who's made it past a certain point in watching their videos is a member of that club. I think I need a club. The 2020 club? We could do the 22 club. If you've made it 22 minutes, because most of my videos are about 25, unless they're short, you can be part of the 22 club. So thank you for staying with me to the last one. And welcome to the 22 club, because we're having that. That's a thing. I got to write that down somewhere. This one I saw a little crazing happening. Oh, but it doesn't look too bad. The sky looks really interesting. I'm going to put it back down and try to pick up some stuff because there's a lot left. I need a sign on my door that says recording in progress. Just got a little interrupted there. So I was trying to pick up some more of that brown to fill in because there was places that didn't pick up. Oh, this one I did try to cure the sky. I just put white on my small brayer and just brayered it across. I decided that was better than the paintbrush. It looks more like a gel print than paintbrush. But I got a spot that will not go. So I do take the brush in there for a second. Anyways, tell me which one's your favorite. This one is number 29. Do you remember all the numbers? I know my favorite. Anyways, I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you, 22 Club, for sticking with me. And I hope you have an awesome day.